there, Dawn here from Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, or you may know me from one of my other channels, New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. Now, I've jumped on here because I've been sorting out and I've come across, it's an exercise book. And when I worked, one of the jobs I had, you could have free like to learn anything. It didn't have to be necessarily fully connected with the job. So it was when I was in education and I was doing child psychology, you could go on any free courses that were advertised and you didn't pay for them. And one of the things I did was Feng Shui when that became very popular. And sorting out, I've just come across this exercise book that I took on the course with me and put some stuff in. So I thought rather than going through it on my own, I'll jump in here and maybe add it for a video for you. You might learn more. I have done videos on this before and I've got many books on the subject as well. If it's something you'll be interested in, perhaps I'll create a whole series on it. So do let me know. But this is just a notebook from that course. So I'm going to go through it and just see what I've got. I've added this into the book. This is your fragrance wheel, as in what smells or notes, woody notes, fresh notes, floral notes suit you. So there's a wheel about that. If you're interested in that, let me know. That wasn't part of it. And then for the course, they actually did you personally, your house, where I don't live now, and they showed you how to work it all out. And you made a wheel with directions of your house, and each direction means something else. For example, northeast means health, so things in that part of your house. So you have to do a floor plan of your house and then add the wheel. West, I think that's west. No, that's east. East is mischiefs and quarrels. So, for example, if your bedroom's in the east of your house, that's not good. Southeast, can't quite read what I've put in there. Southwest, for example, is relationships and family. So your bedroom would be good there, for example. West, great prosperity and success. So if you have your home office, you want that in the west of your property. And there's other things on there as well. And then you can do one for yourself. So you can do one for yourself. South is mild good fortune. Northwest is bad fortune. So you don't want, for example, your bath there because everything's flushing away. And then this must have been the plan of my house. Yes. So there's the floor plan. That was the bottom of my house. Yeah, that's the bottom of my house, and then you do your top floor, and as you can see, I don't know, you've got the compass shape there, the star shape, and that's where you put that wheel, and you can work out what directions as long as you know which way your house is facing. So that's the ground floor of my house, and I made notes on that and where to place things, the best direction. 5 elements or 5 transformations. So these were printouts given. Tree or wood energy. Time of year, spring. Direction, big tree, east. Small tree, southeast. Life aspirations, east. Elders and health. Southeast, fortunate blessings. Basic colour, green. Supports fire. Controls earth, breaks up with roots. Shape of movement, upright column like tree trunk and outward, and so on and so forth. So you've got all times of year like that. Another handout we got was clutter, and the reason I put in the titles new home, if you're buying a new home or just redecorating your home, then these are things you can consider. Clutter, make a decision, put some time aside to do it, plan it into your life. Don't say you don't have time. Decide where you're going to start. For example, just start on one kitchen cupboard or your wardrobe or the garage. Get prepared with some waste bags, boxes, paper, pen. It will be a freeing time. As you go through sorting out, you may find it helpful to make lists or piles. Things I will give away, things I will sell, things I will organise, things I will fix or mend, and give yourself a time limit on that, because some people do that and then they never do. Does this item bring me joy, happiness, a smile, and is it uplifting? When was the last time I actually used it? If it was more than, say, 2 years, you really don't need to keep it. I always say it's good to photograph things, because I know some people want to keep memories of things. So sometimes it's all very well, you might as well photograph them. And I give things away because I think if I'm giving them to a charity shop, then it's going to bring someone else joy if they buy it, or it might be something they've been looking for. How often is the item used? If the item is broken, can it actually be fixed? Are you willing to fix it? Then if so, fix it. Is the item now actually out of date? Clothes kept long enough, some people say, will come back into fashion, but would you keep them for, say, 10 or 20 years, and then they probably won't fit you anyway? Gifts can be emotional clutter. Now, also inherited items. Just because someone gave you this or you inherited it, it doesn't mean you have to keep it forever. You didn't buy it, you didn't choose it. If you don't like it or it doesn't suit your lifestyle, consider keeping the item for a short while as respect, and then decide to let it out of your life. So there's good ideas there. As I say, moving house, it's things like outside. You should have a metal or woodwind chime outside. If possible, you have space, a small fountain outdoors, or if not, indoors, but not too much water in your area of health. Your front door, pointing in a favourable direction of head of the household. It should be solid, your front door, not ever made of glass. So these are things to consider if you're doing up a home or a new home. It should not open onto any obstructions. It deflects and blocks bad things seen from your front door. This is why it shouldn't be glass. It shouldn't open into a dark corridor. There should be no beams where it opens onto, and it should be well lit. Now, I always say not cluttered with little table stands or things like that, but something cheerful as you enter. In a long straight corridor, if you have this, placement of a very small table, but it's not to be in the way, with flowers on, lamps, or well-positioned, useful furniture. A congested entrance means lack of openness to new things. A roof over the entranceway protects, but sharp angles divert possessive and shoots poisonous arrows at your home. Your front garden, concrete spheres or decorative figurines on the gatepost protects your property. They should be facing forwards. Have a gate and keep it shut. So it must be open and shut easily. There should never be a straight path from the gate to your door. A metal gate with upward pointing elements on the outside brings luck. You should be shielded from the road and have some life source in your front garden, not all paved or cement. A positive is a low wall in front of your door symbolises the re-phoenix. The front path should not be straight and broader nearer the street. U-shaped paths or paths with flower beds in the middle are most favourable. Lamps at the entrance channel flow of energy. Water in front of a house attracts favourable opportunities. If a pond is quite close to the house, a small winding path to it will make the distance seem greater, made appealing by unassuming materials. Gravel is actually a bearer of good luck because it's associated with the sea. Now, personally, I really do not like gravel. I do not like gravel at all. We have Peter Dale in the house. Hello, Dawn. Best wishes. Happy New Year to you and your family. Thank you very much, Peter. The situation of your house, if you're buying a new house and you want to follow these things for prosperity, the situation, no house should be on a curved road. Inside of the curve is actually less vulnerable. So these are all my notes. Stairs should never be spiral or any form of corkscrew shape, and never opposite your front door. BC Treasure Trails in the house. Guys, do go and check out these channels. Just listening, trying to sleep. Keep reading. I'm almost there. All your rooms and general areas. Ceilings should never be painted in dark shades, as this is thought to paralyze energy. Bright colours. This boosts creativity. Pale colours are also less stimulating. To provide coloured traits, accents of a colour may be enough. So, for example, cushions, candles, flowers. So sometimes you don't want to do a colour that means something because it could be overpowering. Light creates well-being, although too much is not good. Not too much natural light, as the bad enters but can also exit by it. Light sources can be affected by using mirrors, but never have fluorescent lights. Light should never shine at eye level and never create shadows for obvious reasons. Lamps should never be overhead. Spotlights can be used for dark corners. Lampshades should be made of paper. The colour of the lampshade should influence the mood you want to create in that room. As I've said before, have a wind chime outside, or mobiles or moving objects dispense the QI in various directions. Have anywhere QI needs diverting. Stone statues help combat insecurity. Heavy objects can ground an uninhabitable room and consolidate relationships. A heavy metal clock placed in career corner, as I said that will at the beginning, can have a positive effect. Now, as I say, if you want more information of anything, either put your comments below or just let me know you'd like more. Your bedroom. Anything under your bed stops a good night's sleep. So do you have storage under there or something like that? And never have your bed near any sharp corners. So these are all things to consider. Crystals. I'm not a user of crystals, but I know many of you are. Light must always reflect in a crystal, and it can be used to light a room, and never move a crystal. Now, anyone who collects crystals will also tell you never let anyone touch them. In general, mirrors. Advantageous mirroring reflecting trees. So if you can get them to reflect the outside trees in would be good, or even in your garden you can get outdoor mirrors, but you should never have mirror tiles. You don't want splits. You must always keep your mirrors clear and clean, so never place objects in front of the mirror. Say you've got a mirror hanging up, you don't want objects underneath it in the way. You can also have Bargoo mirrors is something that they use a lot, and you can position these directly opposite unfavourable locations to drive away Ki. Octagonal mirrors positioned at an entrance to a home or room. Concave mirrors, these are ideal for focusing QI, but beware as it can also bundle Shui Kwai. It collects and focuses light. Convex mirrors disperse light, so these are suited for diverting and dispensing of the bad Ki or Kwai. A gong can be used in the same way as mirrors, and as can also polished objects. We'll do a tiny bit more. General. 4 doors, windows opposite, add plants, lamps or position furniture. No sharp corners. Furniture should have as much as possible rounded corners, or else place plants in front of them. And I'm a great lover of these kitchens where they have rounded corners of the work surfaces and rounded cupboards. I've always liked arches and bends and that kind of thing. Ornamental and landscaping. Rice bowls. A rock formation that looks like a rice bowl holds promise of constant and sufficient provisions for people living nearby, even prosperity. Needle. A rock jutting out steeply and straight as a needle towards the sky indicates learnedness. For people living nearby, it's a guarantee of growing knowledge, progress in research and academic success. Head. Rocks formed like heads act as guardians, protecting surrounding houses. And also emptiness for yourself. You should never have an empty flower pot or an empty open container, a dead plant, obviously, anything like that. So make sure things that are out of field. And then we've got things about colour, different colours. Maybe I'll do that next time. What colours mean, what colours you should wear, and that kind of thing. So I was just sorting it out and I came across that and I thought, maybe you guys would like that. And I hope that sent BC Treasure Trails off to sleep. I should just leave this running, because then if he's asleep, it'll be watchtowers of nothing. So that would be quite funny. So time is up for today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more of these, of course, as I say, do let me know and I will do that for you in the future. We've got lots of Zs from BC Treasure Trails. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you to those who are watching this back later. Do comment below so I know who you are, so I can come and say a personal message. Thank you to you too. These pop-ups, Tuesday and Thursday pop-ups on this channel, will come at any point. So make sure you've hit that bell and subscribed, and you'll know when I've started one. So until next time, I will be live on this channel on Friday. Let me see. About half an hour after now, whatever your time is now. That's what time I do on Fridays. Okay, thanks for watching. And as always, Meraki.